Our ship was attacked, Theodora was killed, and I claimed my inheritance. That is all you need to know. Governor frowns and a deep shadow falls over his face. Rogue trader von Valencius, slain. Unthinkable. Please accept my deepest and most sincere condolences, your lordship. Do not hesitate to let me know how I might be of help. I am interested, but... I don't know if this is not too fast, you know? First I want to try my own thing. You know, there is a lot of shady people in the internet. And I don't know you, so, you know. I realize that you yourself are in a difficult situation, but my crew has sustained heavy losses. I must reclaim my missing crew members. I can offer you several thousand fine, obedient servants, however I am sad to inform you that I won't be able to do it until we've dealt with this insurgency on the planet. I am sure you won't have to wait long. The rabble will soon be duly punished for their heretical scheming. My own impression has been the exact opposite. I wish to command the courage. He's betrayed our dynasty and the Imperium. If he's hiding in the system, I want him handed over to me. The Most Holy Inquisitor is operating in here. The governor lowered his voice. Wait a second. I do. Master von Kellogg's has left for the hallowed electrodynamic cenobium. It's an ancient monastery of the Adeptus Mechanicus. I don't know what his objectives are. Needless to say, insurgent activity has been observed in the monastery vicinity, but I suppose that's too petty of a problem for an agent of the Most Holy Inquisition. Besides, I have already sent a small detachment of reinforcements here. We can exchange some email. Why not? But how much would it cost me? The weapon the insurgents were using to shoot down shuttles over the city has been destroyed. Now nothing is preventing you from returning to your ship. If you wish to find Master Von Kellogg's, you should go to the cenobium of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Notes of anxiety creep into the voice that rattles from Pascal's vox. On behalf of the priesthood of Mars, I, Magus Huneman, am officially initiating my participation in the operation. I must inspect the state of the relic and assure myself that it is under zero risk of falling into heretic hands. According to the Catechism of Maintenance and Operation, my tech comrades were supposed to lock the monastery gates against lay people and activate the traps. I deem it optimal that an ordained magus should provide his assistance. I categorically object. The governor clenches his fists. As much as I respect the sanctity of your monastery, I have on my hands a whole capital that needs to be attended by the Omnissiah's servants. We have lost many eminent tech priests. Incidentally, one of them perished in that same monastery. Mechanical failures could occur at any moment. Putting it bluntly, you may consider yourself forcibly recruited into the city's defense forces. Medine and Pascal glare at each other. their unyielding gazes like crossed swords. Picked an interesting time to quarrel with the servant of the Omnissiah, Governor. This Magus is part of my retinue, you have no right to give him orders. You mistake me for a fool. I know that he arrived separately from you, and I would bet my life that no... Don't kill him. The governor's voice dies down in the low growl of a drilling mechadendrite. Its tip is directed straight at the bridge of his nose. Medine clears his throat and grumbles stubbornly. So this is the negotiation technique you have restored to. Do you think this is the first time I have been threatened with the weapon? No, but this could be your last. Pascal's voice is aching to the sound produced by the drilling implement, steady and calm, but ready to explode at a moment's notice with the crunching of bone and squelching of tearing flesh. I am heading to the monastery because I must. Is that clear? Evidently so, Magus. Why are you so determined to get to the monastery? Is it just because of the relic? It is why I came to this world. I am expected there. It would be my pleasure to assist the Omnissiah servant in reaching the sanctum. Thank you for your cooperation, your lordship. The drill stops. As compensation for your consideration of my request, I, Magus Huneman, officially undertake to accompany you in the Rykat system in the role of bodyguard and to protect you at all costs until your life function cease, but only within the limits of the Rykat system. You are Haneman? Glad you're alive. The governor raises his eyebrows and stares at the tech priests in surprise, but refrains from further commentary. Why not shell the monastery if that is where insurgents have gathered? What is so special about the cenobium and the relic? What is in there? I have never been there before, but I would presume that the sacred relic of the reactor is capable of great destruction. Should it end up in heretic hands, the fury of the freed machine spirits, once released from the sacred circuit, will destroy everything around them. The degree of damage inflicted may render the world of Rykat Minoris uninhabitable. Heresy must be purged from those blessed halls. I declare any desecration who defiles the relic's power a Category 3 blasphemer deserving of immediate execution. I wish to know about more. The cenobium has been run by Adeptus Mechanicus ever since the colony was founded. The sacred reactor guarded by its priests' powers the entire planet. I can say no more. It is a forbidden place that even I have only been allowed to visit once before. What has perplexed you about my companion's name? The governor looks at Pascal with curiosity. According to the reports we've received, Logis Abel Huneman set off for the hallowed electrodynamic cenobium a short while before it was stormed. I am glad to find out that you are safe. Perhaps you possess information of Master Van Kolox. Pascal's vox wraps in confusion. My name is Pascal Huneman, not Abel. I know nothing about such a person. What do you know about this Abel? I've never met him in person. That esteemed Logis supervised the work of Rykat Minoris Lex Mechanics for many years. However, he rarely left his cyber chapel, and I never had the honor of making his acquaintance. A true anchorite? Why did he fly to the monastery? when a logis of the Adeptus Mechanicus wants to go somewhere, we don't ask why, your lordship. Yet you tried to stop him. Where can I get more information? I would have suggested that you inspect the esteemed logis sanctum, but it was destroyed by the rebels. We recovered several data crypts and connected them to the cogitators at the command post. They might provide you with some information. It is amazing that the mechanical voice from a Vox can sound so confused. That name might have been used as a single intelligible only to its intended recipient. In that case, its bearer might be Archmagus Amarnath, initiating an investigation and data collection procedure. I see. Glad to be of service, your lordship. Wh40k is a traitor? Why? Any family, however noble, has an unworthy scion or two. Naturally, we will surrender him should we find him within my jurisdiction. Unfortunately, I have no information regarding his location. However, the governor pauses to think. We have a cogitator here at the command center. It's connected to the data crypt from Logis Abel's sanctum. It aggregated all the Lex Mechanic reports. Unfortunately, the access prayer for it is unknown to me. If you manage to convince the stubborn machine, you might learn something about Conrad's movements. I'd hazard he fled from you on a ship, not on a pair of wings. No shit, Sherlock. I wish to commend the courage of one of your officers, Sergeant Magelgar. He and his soldiers valiantly defended the starport. Sergeant who managed to impress a person of such noble standing will be recommended for decoration. Is that so? The government maintains his composure. I'd like to hear your reasoning. Sources of crazed people with scorched eyes are stalking the city. Impending demise of the world. Insurgents managed to steal Voxcaster. They have been listening to your people's communication. It's not much, but it is something. I will order an audit of your equipment and see to it that our communication channels are more closely monitored going forward. However, it was only the accidental success of an otherwise disorganized mob of heretics who have no understanding of the art of war. Arch-enemy enemies artifacts. I've heard about these lances. What makes you think they're enchanted? Any fool can light a fire with a magnifying glass. That's no sorcery. They talk about the final dawn. Yet another superstition. Surely you don't expect me to believe it in. The insurgents are maiming their own. Good. You ought to leave your bunker more often, Governor Medine. I have only recently arrived in the system and I already know much more about the uprising than you do. His eyes darken, but your unwavering gaze makes him give in. Alright, perhaps. I've underestimated the mutiny, writing it off as the rebels' usual nonsense. However, if it does involve corruption and an underground cult, this needs to be investigated. I'll assign additional resources to it and take the issue seriously. You have my word, your lordship. That is all I wanted to discuss. Oh. Welcome, fellow arbitrators. The arbitrator marches forward relentlessly. and halts one step away from the governor, looking down at him. It would be great if it was voice acted. Governor Medine, in the name of the Lex Imperialis, I protect Proctor Solomon Antar, arrest you on suspicion of involvement in the theft of the shipment of the Imperial tide. Taking into account the state of emergency on this planet, I will permit you to retain your authority under my direct supervision. From this time forth, you will give the Adeptus Arbites your full cooperation, in particular by transferring command of the strike group and other resources to me. Medina, deadly pale, proudly raises his chin. Arrest me, transfer my resources, you demand, undermine my efforts to suppress the rebellion. Excuse me, Proctor, but this accusation of stealing the sacred tide is simply... He stops talking under the arbitrator's oppressive, merciless gaze. Denying guilt only adds to the suspicions against you, Governor. Now let us go over everything one more time. The tide was stolen from your world. You are culpable for this incident, whether you were personally involved or not. You will provide the resources I have requested without objection, as this measure serves to re-establish control over the planet. Comply, or I will consider your refusal an obstruction of the investigation and take steps accordingly. It seems I am left with no other option than obey your will. As his law-abiding servant, I honor the world of Lex Imperialis. Medine shoots you a quick glance. Unless his lordship has anything to say on the matter, that is. Do the Adeptus Arbitrus truly have the authority to interfere in the rule of governance appointed by a rogue trader? Do not even try to involve me in this, Medine. The governor puts his hand behind his back, either to appear more confident or to hide the tremor in his fingers. In that case, please accommodate yourself, Proctor, but before I give you the access codes, I must give a protracted self-exonerating statement. There is no need. All information required of you will be obtained during questioning without witnesses, be it your personal guard or the rogue trader. Just you, me, and Glatio. The cyber mastiff lets out a heavy growl that sends a shiver down your spine. Going to see the whole thing out in this bunker. I wish you luck in your investigation. What is your plan, Doctor? Stop the heretics from taking over the starport and other location critical to the investigation. At the same time, we will crush the heretics' resistance. Most of them are hiding among the commoners, and a series of concentrated strikes against the residential districts and infirmaries will send them running. That is when we will finish off the rebel carrion. Lord of the Throne, I will be governing over nothing but ruins and corpses by the time you've done. Have faith in my methods, Governor. I am not going to depopulate your world. After all, it needs to be able to continue paying the tithe. These people are in need of good lessons in pain and fear. There is difference between effective tactics and terror. You are referring to the second. This world must not lose more people than it's necessary, or Riker Namaris will struggle to return to serving the Imperium. So you're just going to see the whole thing in bunker. Yes, this is far from what I was expecting from this assignment. The things we do for the mission. Well, I wish you luck. Is it all?
Let's seize the opportunity.
Yes, that is all. That is all for this game, and that is all for me. For now. I hope we will see each other tomorrow. I hope. And thank you for coming by, for stepping by. Wish you a great, great day, evening or night, wherever you are. I hope someday we will exchange this stuff. And yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.